Hi, this is Reese, Senior Leader Coach with Fun Stamper's Journey. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a tutorial for this card. Very easy to make, but lots of fun to create. And I will also show you how you could get this stamp set for free. This cute little stamp set is called Got You, and it has two different pieces. One is the sentiment and the other one is the image. It's part of our brand new catalog that just launched in July, and you get it for free as part of our Bloom benefits for any order totaling $75 or more. And I will start the card by stamping the little bear's image using black licorice onto whipped cream cardstock. One thing that I love about our stamps is that they create such a perfect impression. As you can see all the details, including the little shadowing that the stamp already has. And now I am just stamping the sentiment as well. And to color the image, I'm using our wonderful COLORBURST pencils. They are super creamy, very easy to use, and you can do various techniques and get wonderful results in your coloring. I typically begin by coloring all the edges of the image using the darkest color. In this case is the color black. I will also add 2 or 3 different shades of brown just to give it a little bit more dimension and help with the texture of the fur. And I always like to leave a little area in the body or in the shape a little lighter just to give it more dimension. I use baby oil in our color blenders to blend all the colors together. This is such an easy technique and you get beautiful results in a very short time. So usually whenever I use my color pencils, this is my go-to technique. And before I start blending the lighter areas in the image, I make sure that I clean my blender just to be sure that I don't get some of the darker colors inside of the lighter area. And here I feel I need a little bit more browns, so you can always add a little bit more color after you apply the baby oil. And now to color the baby bear, I am using most of the grays and also a little bit of brown. I start with the darkest gray along the edges. And a little later here, I also add a little bit of black just to give a little bit more of the shadows under the arms and on the lower part of the bear's body. And right before I blend, I make sure that my blender is clean so I don't contaminate the grays with the browns from the previous image. Add a little bit of pink to the nose, and I thought I needed a little bit more light around the face, so I just grabbed my eraser and erased a little bit of the color. The umbrella wanted to be a little bit bright and colorful, so I did it with oranges and reds. I thought that would be a fun focal point in the picture. And now to color the clouds and the sky. For the clouds, I used different shades of blue and a little bit of purple just to create the illusion of a very rainy, dark sky and clouds. Once again, the edges should have the darkest colors and a little bit of the brighter color in the inside of the image. To color the sky in the background, I use a light gray and very lightly with the tip of the pencil just went over the entire area. And I did it as light as I could, and then I added a little bit more darker areas with a darker gray. And you will see here I also use a little bit of blues, especially under the bears, where I will create a little bit of shadows and also kind of like a pool of water from the rain. And to color this background, there's really no right or wrong colors. You could choose more blues, more purples, dark grays, or black. Any of those will be good choices. It really depends on how dark you want it to be. That's why I did not emphasize specifically which colors I'm using, because this image can work with many different shades. So it's really up to you. Now that I'm done coloring the image, I'm ready to work on the other layers of the card. For the card base, I'm using Pool Play and Cosmic Grape for the frame around the image. To cut the rectangle, I will use the Journey Rectangles die set and also the I Heart embossing folder. I will use 3 of the rectangles from the set. 2 will be piercing and 1 will be cutting. And I decided to do the 3rd piercing die because it gives me the opportunity to cut a pierced small rectangle that I can save for any other project. And now that I have cut the frame out, I will place it inside the I Heart embossing folder, run it through the machine, and that will give it a very nice embossed finish. And to cut the image out, I'm using one of the Journey ovals, and I will need to color a little bit more on the edge. I could have left it just white, but I thought it would look better if I add a little bit more color, so I added more grays and blues and then blended it. And to add more dimension to the image, I'm using one of the Daubers and Riverstone ink and just ink the edges of the oval. I typically don't use ribbons just because I'm not very good at tying a ribbon. But in this case, I thought it would look very cute to have a ribbon on the side. So I'm using the Grape Lattice satin ribbon. Also, to decorate this sentiment, I'm using Pool Play sparkle tape. And just kind of put it at the bottom and fold it over. Very easy to decorate your sentiment this way. And to adhere the frame to the card base, I use the permanent adhesive runner. And I also add a dot to the back of the ribbon just to make sure that it stays in place. And some small foam squares for the image. You can also use large ones, I just didn't have it handy. And to create a little bit more texture, I'm using our silver silk and just covering the bow since I didn't want it to land on the bow. This is a very easy technique, and I thought it would give it a lot of interest without adding more bulk. And using Journey Glaze, I applied it to the clouds, the umbrella, and then I decided to add it also to each individual raindrop. It gave it a great look. It's a cool effect, and it wasn't really that much time to apply it. And I also wanted to show that the big bear is wet because he's covering the little one. So I added some more of the Journey Glaze in certain spots of the bear, so it makes it look like he's wet from the rain. And I added a little bit of a thicker layer at the bottom just to show that it's kind of like a pool of water by their feet. And the last embellishments are some sequins. These are the blue sky sequins, and I adhere them using some journey glaze. The sequins come in 3 different sizes, so I use one of each on either corner and a small one on top of the sentiment. And that completes the card. I hope you enjoy this project and you give it a try. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, you can get the stamp set for free if your order totals $75 or more. I went ahead and put this small bundle together for you. It includes both of the dies, embossing folder, the embellishments, journey glaze, everything that I used to create the project today, and it will give you enough points to be able to receive the stamp set for free. If you're interested in purchasing any of the items shown in this video, please go to funstampersjourney.com/AnnaReese. All the items will be listed in the description below. If you would like more information on how to become a Fun Stampers Journey coach, please send me a message or visit my website and click on Join My Team. And next time you're on Facebook, come and visit my page. In there, you will find more information on products and events. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time.